Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage OAAA Vice President for Marketing, Steve Nicklin, and Senior Vice President, Operations and Strategy for Geopath, Scott Fiaschetti.
All right, how you doing, Steve? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of the Out of Home Media Conference and Expo. We're delighted to start off the morning with even more awards after a glamorous night celebrating the industry's greatest showbiz.
Each year, Geopath and OAAA co-sponsor the Local Case Study Awards. The program is a chance for our account executives to shine. The winner and finalists are selected from entries representing local campaigns that ran in a single market. Each entry proves how well our medium out of home works in every market, no matter the size.
5 finalists were selected, and each will receive a prize of $250. The 2019 finalists are Christopher Blue from Outfront Dallas for Frisco Fresh Market, Bob Fiore, yes. Bob Fiore from Outfront Chicago for Green Ridge Farm, Felicia Jackson from Outfront Chicago for Deep River Water Park. And Mark Headley from Lamar Advertising, Baton Rouge for AccuTemp. And finally, Kathy Crowley from Lamar Advertising from Providence for Prosper Air Jet. Please help us congratulate them.
One grand prize winner was chosen from all entries we received, and the 2019 Local Case Study Award goes to Elizabeth Green-Hilly from Outfront, Washington, D.C. for Amazon Web Services.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Thank you.
Congratulations, Elizabeth.
So,
I'm sure the audience would love to hear about the campaign. Will you share some results with us?
I would love to.
Great.
Love to.
Great.
Hi, everybody. So our business is about stories, and this is the story of how one local DC-based subsidiary succeeded in reaching and educating its target audience through a clear call to action, an event. This event is the annual Amazon Web Services Public Sector Summit in Washington, D.C. It's one of the world's largest public sector cloud events. Through this event, AWS sets itself apart from competitors, all the while fulfilling a critical need, educating government and defense customers. The very first summit in 2009 had 50 attendees in an Arlington, Virginia Marriott. Fast forward 9 years to 2018, and AWS hosted its largest event to date with over 100 information sessions. Like its parent company, Amazon Web Services has the knack for getting things right, being the first, being the best. They use this same approach in determining media mix to reach audiences. So began a partnership with Outfront Media DC in 2016. The campaign goal was to drive summit registrations. What began as a 1-unit metro diorama hold has evolved into a multi-year, multi-layered, out-of-home strategy, including metro station takeovers, what we call dominations, live board and mezzanine digital networks, all amplified by mobile geofencing. Note, when I say metro, it's short for our Metro Rail Transit System in DC. So speaking of driving summit registrations, check out this countdown to the summit that was done on our Liveboard network. Talk about a great call to action. This worked so well to create a sense of urgency to drive registrations to the summit. 2018 was an 8-week campaign leading up to the June summit. The focus of the out-of-home strategy was across our metro system. Both Federal Triangle and Pentagon Metro Station 360 brand takeovers served as the foundation to reach government and defense agencies. An important note, Pentagon is the home to the Department of Defense, the DoD, so you can imagine how tight the security is there. This is a critical audience for this campaign. The creative was a combination of out-of-home and radio messaging to promote the summit, but also the Build On campaign, which actually targets segment audiences about cloud computing. So it was a great example of technology, location, and creative, TLC. In addition, AWS geofenced key buildings across the district, serving mobile ads to reach commuters on their way to work and while at work. This is a really smart strategy in hyper-secure DC, where government and defense employees are not permitted email and website access while in restricted areas. Again, the mobile network works really well in campaigns in DC, penetrating where other messaging gets blocked. To blanket the campaign across DC, Liveboard and mezzanine messaging ran across 28 of the most high-traffic government stations or serving government employees. So I'm happy to report, after only 8 weeks, this campaign delivered over 10.6 million in rail circulation and over 1.2 million in mobile impressions. So whether you rode Metro or drove to work, this campaign covered government commuters. And I have to tell you, the results were the best to date for AWS as well, for the summit, with over 15,000 registrations, which was 109% of their goal, and a 55% year-over-year increase. There was also increased social conversations, over 4,900 mentions of hashtag AWSPS Summit and public sector keywords from January through June of 2018. So I have to share, there was a twist to this campaign as well. The photo montage you see here is Federal Triangle station takeover. You won't see that same kind of photo montage in Pentagon. You know why? It's because the Pentagon is home to the DoD, the Department of Defense. So security is so tight there, no one is allowed to take photos in that station. Not even the sole source media provider is allowed to take photos. However, as soon as that station takeover posted, people snuck in, customers took notice, they shared publicly on Twitter feeds. This really amplified the message, so much so that got press attention, and the station takeover was covered by both Bloomberg and CNBC. So this became a prime example of how an out-of-home campaign goes viral on social media, even in government. This case study wouldn't be complete without a client quote. After the campaign ended and the event ended, our local DC contact said, we had several customers visit us at other events sharing how they saw the metro station advertisements, and this showed us that takeovers do make an impact. So you've seen, this is the story of AWS's deep commitment to serving government customers and doing it in the best, most exclusive ways, but it's also the story of a partnership that's grown with Outfront Media, because Amazon Web Services has found a formula for success using out-of-home to reach federal and defense audiences in Washington. We're now in our 4th year of partnership, and we look forward to continued success delivering for AWS. Thank you all.